honest. The other thing that I want to bring up, actually kind of two things, is once again, rumors, what you read, what you hear, I don't know. I've heard many different things. I asked, so I had two girls. They kind of tag teamed it. I asked them, how many, how many do the tattoos? They said, one said 90 and the other, they kind of went back and forth, and they said there's over 100 girls there that do it. So there's not 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 100 girls that do it. So it's pretty much the entire village in one way or another is involved in this. In my mind, this is going to take an hour to do. I mean, or 2 hours, I was wrong. And I asked, I'm like, how, I asked one of the girls, how long?
So it's like, when we ask them how long this will take, they always say like, we'll do it fast, but they'll not really
they would say it depends.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what, So once again, no bitches, gripes, or complaint. It's just letting you know, because, I went in there and my thought process is I didn't know how they were going to do it. I saved this whole area right here because it was open, that I wanted to kind of cover this whole area. I didn't know how to do it because I wanted to kind of do something a little traditional. I just didn't want to, so I didn't really know what I was going for. I didn't know how I was doing, because a lot of times you can go into a tattoo artist and be like, hey, here's what I'm looking for, and then at least me, I'm like, go with what you do. You're the expert here. A little bit different. It's like, what do you want and where do you want it? Well, 7 hours into this, I got the mountains, I got the sun and moon, and I got the standing eagle down here. It wasn't because of the pain. I'm impatient and I don't sit. My tattoo artist in Bahrain knew, hey, Zeno, if you're watching, what's up, bro? He knew like 3 hours I was done, man. I'm out the door. I'm just not that. And so 7 hours into this, I was like, oh man. But went there. It was all good. It's just sitting there for 7 hours. So. I don't know how long it'd take. Now I ran out of room, so the only thing I was going to get is one more, and I just told him I'll come back and get some, because I want to kind of get some other ones too, kind of more traditional type, how they do it on their arms. So nonetheless, I told him let's stop. When they started doing this, I was kind of like, what's going on? Because this is what it felt like, just like me poking or tapping myself. That's what it felt like, and I'm like, what? And then eventually, every now and again, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting, I'm getting a tattoo, man." Hey, yow.
They said your skin is not good.
So she made a comment, and she couldn't say in English, but she was like, "Your skin is not," and I'm like, "My skin is bad." She's like, "Yeah," and I'm like thinking, I'm covered in tattoos. I've never had anyone tell me my skin was bad, so I don't know what she meant, right? I'm like, well, okay, guess I got bad skin, whatever. I mean, what I think was going on is she wasn't going deep enough, and what was going on as she was tapping it, she wasn't going deep enough. I mean,
because this one she go like 2 times.
Oh yeah, and part of the reason that it took a while is because I got the whole thing done twice, essentially. But I don't think she was going deep enough. And I say that, and I'll get into this later, but I say that is because when Whang-O did it, I felt it, and I got 3 dots. But, it was great, The other thing about we were outside, I don't know if that will trip people out, but we were outside. I was outside on a little deck getting it done. With a great view. Once again, no issues. I mean, it was cool, man. It was really cool. So it was done, and then I guess the last part, which I meant to mention earlier, a lot of us, or at least, well, I think pretty much everybody, it seems, at least everybody, everywhere I've been, you put Aquaphor on there. And those of you who got tattoos know what Aquaphor is. They don't use Aquaphor. They use coconut oil. So a little bit different in a little jar that I guess I don't know how they make coconut oil. It was done. Some of the older women came in and looked at it, and they brought the girl back in because it, for lack of better terms, it wasn't complete. And ultimately, it was a couple dots that weren't on there because they're like, when you go see Wang-OD, she'll look at it, and if it's not right, she's gonna want to know who did it. So anyhow, came back in and had to finish it up, and then that was it. They made dinner, and once again, I think in that case we bought a chicken, right?
We wanted to buy the native chicken, but they don't have the we go frozen chicken. We got
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's neither here nor there. We bought dinner. Made dinner, had it, and it was delicious. I mean, what was it?
Tinola.
Yeah, delicious. And then we ate, and it's kind of a long day, and it was about bedtime. Well, at that point in time, it was 8, at
Yeah,
least
so
8 or 9. Yeah. And wasn't gonna go see Wang-OD that night. What'd they say? What'd they say that she's
resting already. What do you mean?
that whenever she said that she's famous, or how they put it, she's
Because I asked the girl what time we will see Apo Wang-OD in the morning, and then they reply like, oh, she's a famous. She sleeps when she wants. She wakes up when she wants. But that morning she wake up early, I guess, because they're going to open her museum. So we went there, and after that she will go to the museum because it's the opening day.
Which is a complete side story here. Just a priceless experience. I loved it all, man. The only other thing that I will say about it is didn't phase us at all. There's no internet there, so just be prepared for that. And no.
Wait. There is internet, but you need to go to a specific house because like for 30 minutes, per 30 minutes you're gonna pay like, I'm not sure about the price, but it's like 50, and then 1 hour is more than that one. So there's only a place for you to connect with the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of controlled up there.
For going to Kalinga, it's kind of expensive to buy things in Kalinga. The tour guide already told us that if you wanna buy food here, it's kind of expensive. So if you don't have a tour guide, you haven't found tour guide online, don't worry, they will provide it for you. And if you wanna buy that tattoo stick,
Yeah.
that is 100 pesos. And then if you reach Tinglayan, when you climb up the mountain, you will stop at, that is Apo Wang-OD's house. A lady stopped me, and then I wrote our names, and then I paid 200 again. So if you are going to Kalinga, you better bring food with you, or don't stay overnight if you what you call this one, if you don't want to spend that much. So usually if you wanna buy like souvenirs, they're a little bit pricey, but it will help them. And for example, the 3 dots is 150, and then the tattoos that Chad, it depends on the design. Like for example,
Yeah, I was gonna say I forgot to mention that too.
like for example, these mountains, they will not pay the one line. They will pay per mountain. Like for this one, 200. But for this one, it's how much
I don't even know, but yeah, and I didn't mention this earlier, which goes back. Okay, if you're going up there, and let's say a foreigner,
you're gonna choose this one or other designs like this, you better ask how much do they charge.
That's
right?
the point.
Before
And
you will ask them to put.
if you care
Yeah.
about how much. She said it was expensive. I don't even know. What was the total, roughly? The entrance from when we got to the information. I mean, not including the souvenirs. They bought
6,000.
6,000.
Yeah.
Just know that it is a lengthy journey. It's you earn this tattoo when you go. You really do. Especially if you get somebody that's really getting it on you and making sure that it's sticking. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel like you climb mountains, and not to mention it's a long journey there, but it was worth every bit of it. So just great experience, priceless experience, and I'm glad I got to do it with her, because I want to thank her, because I've been wanting to do this for 4 years. I could have done it. Anybody could have done it. Don't get me wrong. Anybody. It's just I guess I kind of lucked out, because not only do I have you know, a Filipino wife, but she's Igorot too, from up there in that region, I guess, area. And it made things so much easier too. So, but you can definitely do it. I mean, because literally, I guess you can get online and get a tour guide, and they set everything up, and then you just follow their directions. So whatever, not a big deal. But I thank Agz for making this happen. But no, great experience. So if anybody's got any questions, let us know.
Oh yeah, because our tour guide, she let us take a picture of her ID. So whenever you need a tour guide, I'm going to post her number and her name. But the thing is, if you cannot get a hold of her, it's because she don't have signal. They use, what do you call that in English, the ICOM?
What?
The
ICOM. Oh, they use handheld radios.
Yeah.
ICOMs, yeah.
Yeah. So we will just post her number and her name
Yep.
for a tour guide.
Also, I'll give a shout out to Damien. I heard your mom told us the other day that you like watching us on the big screen, huh? So anyhow, a big shout out to you, Damien. Hope things going good. Anyhow, hey, thanks guys.
Thank you.
Until next time.